Just the numbers that you've run us through in that status report, more than 2.5 lakh people had gathered around the Chinnaswamy Stadium, and what was assumed that it was, one location where the stampede had broken out. Based on the government, it wasn't. It was across the stadium at different gates that you had this tragedy play out. 4 deaths at one gate, at gate 7. 2 deaths at gate 6, 1 death at gate 1, 4 deaths gate 17 to gate 21. It was assumed till now, Naga, that it was around gate 7 that there was maximum chaos, that every time the gates were opened, you'd see people pushing through, there'd be a stampede, there'd be deaths. What this confirms is that all around the stadium, there wasn't enough deployment of police personnel. All around the stadium, there was clear mishandling of the situation. Yes, unprecedented crowds, but that's no excuse for how it was handled leading to the stampede.
Akshita, but in all fairness, I think the crowd genuinely outnumbered the police there. The 1,300 police in across 10 to 12 gates of the stadium were outnumbered totally. Sagai, my colleague, was also at the stadium. I was in Vidhan Soda overseeing. The stadium is just a stone's throw away from Vidhan Soda, hardly 300 meters, 400 meters from Vidhan Soda. There were at least 2 to 3 lakh people that I could see on the streets of Bengaluru. The network was jam-packed, yes. If more time, there could have been better barricading done. But the police also are of an opinion that our duty ends at the gate of the stadium. We can't enter the stadium because the permission is not with us. The stadium is not our property, it's a private property. The barricading inside the stadium will be done by the stadium themselves. Or all we could do is regulate the crowd outside on the roads. They are also of an opinion. They told the government, in fact, this morning when I was talking to some senior people in the police department as well as the government. The police is of an opinion that if not for us, there would be more deaths on the road. At least we try to maintain the chaos in the road. The stampede occurred inside the just a second, actually the stampede occurred inside the stadium. The main reason what was said was the gates were so small and the crowd was so huge that there was a bottleneck that was created, and that created panic. The moment the gates opened, everyone rushed through the gate, and that's when the stampede occurred. But nothing less, that we are not taking anything away from the government. They genuinely had to do much more. They had all the powers to tell the stadium, you can't open the gates at this point of time. You need to open full gates. All the instructions must have been given. That is where the communication lacked, and the onus is on the government at this point of time.
No, so just quickly, Nagarjun, while I agree with you that you can't 100% pin the blame on the police, they did the best that they could in the circumstances. Was it a problem of under-deployment?
Well, what I'm picking up from the numbers is the 1,300 odd police just around the stadium. The moment they saw the huge rush, there were at least KSRP, the reserve police called from nearby police stations, and every police station were asked to send 15 to 20 additional resources. So there are around 200 police stations across Bengaluru, or 100 odd across police stations across Bengaluru. All of them were given instructions to immediately reach Chinnaswamy Stadium with 20 odd people, whoever is in the police station. This is a dynamic situation is what police are saying. But yes, if Mumbai could do it, if Kolkata could do it, the same victory parade and have a lakh people, but why not Karnataka government? Didn't they know that RCB fans were waiting for 18 years? It's common sense that when Kohli and team are coming, there would be lakhs and lakhs of people. It's just common sense. You and me knew that what was happening at 1 a.m. on June 3rd. We saw the celebrations across Bengaluru. If I was the chief minister, if I was the home minister, I would have at least told them, listen, I'm expecting 2 lakh people. We need to pull in police maybe from Tumkur district, from Ramnagar district, from neighboring districts, and make sure you have enough barricading. That's where I think the government lacked in terms of communicating to the subordinates as to what needs to be done.
And perhaps that was also because of a lack of time to actually do that, to ensure adequate deployment, ensure that additional units are also pulled in. I'll bring in Sagai. Sagai, you were there last evening at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. From the details that Nagarjun has accessed, it wasn't just at one gate that there was a stampede. At almost every single gate, barring the VIP area, which if I'm not wrong was gate 13, in other areas there seem to have been stampedes that have broken out, chaos essentially at every single one of these gates.
See, there are 21 gates at Chinnaswamy Stadium, and we are talking about 7 to 8 gates which was being opened for the public. Initially, they opened all the gates. Like you have 4 foldings of gates, and they have wide open the entire gate. And people started to rush in, and they didn't have enough force, whether as bouncers or the police, they didn't have enough force to control the crowd. And they closed one door. They allowed more people to enter from the other door. When they realized that they couldn't control even at that point of time, they closed partially. We have the visuals with us. They closed partially, and they allowed only one part of the gate where people started to rush in. And remember, there was no ticket for that. First come, first serve. And if you get inside and if you get a chair, then you are settled. If not, you have to stand outside. You'll not get to witness the celebration. So people were panicking. Everybody want to get a seat. Everybody want to enter. That's when they jumped the barricade. The gate crashed. They even climbed on the wall of the Chinnaswamy Stadium and tried to jump. That's when the barricade which was been installed there, it fell on the people, and people started to walk on the other fans. If there wasn't any kind of gate opening, if there is any kind of pushing, definitely this incident wouldn't have happened. For an example, if the fans stayed on the road and cheered for RCB team on the road, if they would have walked out or if they took a victory march, probably this incident wouldn't have happened. Just because the crowd waited for them to open the door, and after that everybody want to get into the passage which has a bottleneck. Huge crowd getting into passage. That's when everything started. That's when everybody started. I was there. I could witness. I could see people falling. People want to get inside. They're running. They're pushing everybody, and they couldn't reach. And the police claim, the Advocate General has precisely mentioned in the court that they had 1,643 police personnel. Where I was reporting, and you spoke to me when I was reporting, Akshita. Yeah. I could count the police numbers there. There were around 11 to 12 police members in a stretch of 500 to 600 meters. There was only one DCP North from Bengaluru, was handling the crowd. Thankfully, he has resorted for lathi charge. Remember, if he wouldn't have resorted for lathi charge, there might be more people who want to jump on one or the other person, and there might be more casualties. We have always criticized lathi charge, but in this case, we have to appreciate that the police used lathi charge, and they announced in the mic stating that please follow lane. Please follow the protocol. You should not jump the barricade. You should come in the barricade. That's when we can allow, but nobody listened to them. They were continuously announcing on the speaker. They requested, but nobody was listening. But the numbers is exaggerating. Probably
very
the numbers of
1,600. 1,600 cops deployed there. 2.5 lakh people had gathered at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. And that's clear from what Sagai has told us from this report that Nagarjuna has accessed